'cause I never said that, baby, I was faking the whole time. How could you ever have guessed it? With no accomplices, baby, I was faking the whole time. You know it isn't like me to be inflammatory, but rather than let you think that I was so naive, I'd have you believe I never wanted you. I never wanted you. You never had my heart. Our love was never true. I know you never suspected, because I never said, baby, I was faking the whole time. How could you ever have guessed it? With no accomplices, baby, I was faking the whole time. You know we never connected. You only thought we did. Baby, I was faking the whole time. Baby, I was faking the whole time. Baby, I was faking the whole time. What makes you think that it won't grow back in a day or two? Husbands in winter, we know the truth, but what can we do? I don't like girls the way they are, so shave their legs and make them look like movie stars. Then we can pretend it's natural. So put on whatever makes you attractive. If it's not you, then do it for the sake of fashion. Your friends like a certain you, that's who you've gotta be. digging deep in her head. Yeah. Put on whatever makes you attractive. If it's not you, then do it for the sake of fashion. Friends like a shirt in you, that's who you've gotta be. Yeah, that's who you've gotta be. I'm starting to think that I'm kind of shy, or at least I'd like to be. Winter legs give me heart attacks, so take it off with laser so it never comes back, and we can't pretend it's natural.
In one of your interviews, you talked about how difficult it was at some points to put pen to paper, to actually start, like to go from it, thinking about a song to putting it down, as if there was a barrier, like a little barrier that has to be overcome.
Well, the way that I wrote songs earlier in Paid with a Line, with Winners Never Quit and with Control, is that I would conceptualize, like, I want to write a song about such and such, or that this is the tension, this is sort of the topic, and this is the tension in the song. And usually I would fantasize about that to a degree that made it difficult to actually pull the trigger and start writing it, which I later decided was an unhealthy way to write, and instead it's better just to sit down without any preconceived ideas about the song and just start writing. On Winners Never Quit, I really conceptualized the songs because they were like little scenes in a play or in a story or whatever, and so each scene needed to accomplish a certain thing, and I knew its function in the story before, in a lot of cases, I even wrote music or anything like this. So I wrote the lyrics to 4 of the 8 songs on the night before mixing and mid-mixing. It was time to record the vocal, and so I had to write lyrics for that song. For A Mind of Her Own, the music was all done. I had some sense of the melody, and it was time to record the vocal, so I just got out a pen and paper and started writing. And thankfully, I'd been subconsciously mulling it over for so long that it was pretty much just right there. And it's not by any stretch the song I'm the most proud of lyrically or anything, but
which one is more, is one of the other method more creatively satisfying?
Yeah, just sitting down with no preconceived ideas about what you're about to do and just trying to make something up is by far, for me personally, the more satisfying way of working, because in a sense it's a process of discovery as much as it is a process of expression.
Are you ever surprised by what you discover?
I don't feel like I have been all that surprised, which is not
Oh, really?
not great. No, let me think. Well, yeah, I have been surprised because I never meant to write autobiographical songs for this record that will come out.
And it is autobiographical.
A lot of it is very autobiographical, and I never intended on doing that.
Is there something about the music you're writing now, that is like more heartfelt, or like more like you perform it and you feel more of that thing you're going for?
It's way easier to connect with the new songs, I've realized, and I don't know what that means for future songs. I really don't fancy the idea of being like an autobiographical singer, songwriter, or whatever. But man, these songs are way easier to connect with.
You always seem to be a guy that was pretty exposing of your inner workings.
Yeah.
But this is maybe a step deeper into that sort of exposure. and it may not feel that way to you, and I'm not sure it'll feel that way to the listener, but how do...
It probably will, I don't know, but it probably feels more to it exposing to me than it would another level of exposure to the listener, because a lot of the work has felt...
It's felt autobiographical.
Yeah. And that coupled with, my my openness about things what one not ought to be open with strangers about.
I mean, I'm guessing in any artist, there's a tension between no exposure means no sales.
That is a good point, because I've often said and thought that if I didn't owe it to the record label and owe it, and also need personally to sell albums, that I probably wouldn't do interviews, because they're just a really unnatural... The frequency of interviews is unnatural, I think. But we do interviews and we do press because it sells. It helps to sell records. And when you're talking about the difference between making $30,000 a year for a family of 3 and $50,000 a year, yeah, I'll do some interviews. And some people can decide how much of themselves to offer in interviews. And I suppose I can/could too, but I'm not skilled at that.
If you make a reference to some trouble that you know, can it help you keep it under control? Or should I really reconsider my reasons for going so low? David Bernard Costas put it pretty well, but I put it better. I still run the show, and don't you forget it. So I had to let some go. Don't think I don't regret it, because I do, and I don't. I think I'm better off alone. Man, I could have had a big sound, but I love to let my friends down. If you were moving parts, me, if you were broken pieces, when every other start requires a brand new thesis. One good friend remarks with a rightfully angry Jesus, dude, none of us know what to do with you. I, in my pride, responded, I've got news for you. None of you have to, 'cause I still run the show. Don't you forget it. So I had to let some go. Don't think I don't regret it, because I do, and I don't think I'm better off alone. Man, we could have had a big sound, but I love to let my good friends down. and the seagulls overhead. When I broke the spell and said I could never divorce you without a good reason. Though I may never have to, it's good to have options. But for now, I need you. But for now, I need you. But for now, I need you. It was only in my head, because no one ever said what they really mean to say when there's so much at stake. So I told her I loved her, and she told me she loved me, and I mostly believed her, and she mostly believed me.
How is being you've been a husband for
9 years.
9 years, yes.
Yesterday.
Happy anniversary. You've been a husband a long time, and your wife was with you for almost your whole
Yeah,
performing career anyway.
absolutely. Yeah, we dated for almost 5 years before that.
So, but how is being a father? Has it changed? Has it made a difference? Have you ever stopped yourself from a lyric because of her? Or
No, not specifically. I think that there are a lot of other considerations that happen subconsciously that probably wouldn't even. I'm sure that it's affected the songwriting, but only not directly. It's just affected me as
How?
a person so much.
How's it affected you?
Well, you're not your own in a way anymore. I mean, you can be if you choose, but it's another really profound consideration in everything that you do. And the love that you feel from your kid is pretty overwhelming.
You were born in Casey, Missouri, to a girl who wasn't married. After your birth, she brought you to the nursery, kissed your head and told you not to worry. And then quietly she turned and slipped away. In the elevator, her heart began to pound. To the rooftop in her slippers and her gown, and on the edge she took one last look around, then closed her eyes and pushed away, speeding toward the ground. Through the air without a sound, so gracefully. 12 flights down, nearly naked on the ground. Skin and tragedy always attract a crowd. So it was when the policeman came around. He took more than 50 eyewitnesses rattlesnake tangled up in poison. He fell down and broke his legs into a great ravine. When I arrived at Grandma's house, she had made us tea and cake. She asked me where my brother was. I said I don't know, and ate. Oh, oh. It's time to fill this gas guzzler up. What's up, dude? Did you go to Carly's house?
Yeah. I can get you out.
Okay. Oh. When I get to heaven, I'll be greeted warmly, surrounded by the angels, as Jesus takes my hand, and I'll receive a mansion on the river Jordan, and a crown of diamonds for a race well run. I won't ever lock my door. I will trust my neighbors, so confident that they'll deserve to be there in heaven too. Yeah, we'll all deserve to be in heaven too. A white ghost making his way up the west coast. A white ghost making his way up the west coast, trying to focus his high hopes on a vagina or two. He's taking his chances. Meanwhile, back in his living room, bright smiles are watching his toddler run speed trials over her grandmother's road. And nature advances up the interstate. been awake and pretty drunk for 3 whole days. No one wants to stop until they get to where they're going. I'll get to where I'm going pretty soon. So he takes another drink, 'cause watching the scenery bleed into each similar scene isn't as sweet as it had been in his dreams. It's faster to buy cigarettes and some cold beer if you don't rattle the cashier by asking her back to your room. She's calling security. Her car's on fire in the parking lot, and nobody wants it to rain. But God isn't listening, so all of the windshields glisten. Water and oil mix, causing the fire to spread to 5 or 6 innocent automobiles waiting in their nearby spots. What a cruel God we've got. Right on, right on, right on, right on, right on. Right on, right on, right on, right on, right on. So he takes another drink, 'cause watching the formula bleed into each similar theme isn't as sweet as it had been in his dreams. Next one.
How do you respond to, or do you, or avoid it, or what, to the fan who would say, you said the words I could never say. You spoke the words for me that I couldn't say, and that has made you really iconic to them. And suddenly you turn the corner. I mean, that's how it feels that way, I think.
Right.
I mean, those people feel somewhat betrayed by you, and
Yeah.
how do you? I know that it's something you always have to. You have to deal with it a lot. People.
Well, I feel empathy for them. What I was doing in the song that really flipped the switch for that particular kind of listener was Secret of These Yoke. That was a song where I was digging for something else besides the evangelical kind of Christian experience that I had had to that point. And it wasn't like I'm pushing someone, I'm just digging, I'm trying to figure some things out. And so now, I have crossed a categorical kind of line, but the method and the impulse behind it and the point of it is the same as it ever was. And it's still just as open as it was to the possibilities, but it's that openness that prevents me from being affiliated.
You talk shit about them to me. You talk shit about me to them. They know this. You have to know they do. And now you know I know too. I guess that's what you get for being born in the 70s, but I won't hold it against you if you don't hold it against me, because I talk shit about you too. I swear I thought you knew all the conversations that people have about you, shit that you won't ever hear. Shit, man. Oh, shit, man. I guess that's what you get for being born in the 70s, but I won't hold it against you if you don't hold it against me, and I won't hold it against you if you don't hold it against me, and I won't hold it against you if you don't hold it against me. Transcontinental, take 3. Engine severs lower legs. I feel my bruised heart beating. Spinal cord remains intact, still sending and receiving. Lying back on shoulder blades, a cargo rushing past, missing limbs beneath the cars, switching on the tracks. Click, clack, now handicap, North Am Transcontinental. I remember as I bleed certain tales of bravery, a man whose legs were crushed beneath a fallen evergreen tree. He decided he would chop them off above the knee, sacrifice his shins and feet to make his torso free. The
Could you imagine doing it without the performing? I mean, you hear about musicians who write, who produce, and who never tour, never take it in front of an audience. What does an audience do for you?
I don't know. I like touring a lot, but only maybe 10% or less of touring is being in front of an audience. I mean, the rest of it is something else completely. But I like that part too. I like driving around in a van or a car and, you know, stopping at gas stations and hanging around. Even, I mean, I've done it alone now, like, you know, completely alone, where I'm just alone for days and days, and
that's okay?
that's fine too. I found that I really enjoy that. I didn't know going into it if I was gonna like it, but I like it. I like it with other dudes though too. I mean, that's really so fun. Just hanging around, you know, all the time. As far as playing on stage, I do like that, but it's a different thing. I mean, sometimes it's a challenge and sometimes it's not. When I'm playing for 2,000 people and 1,200 of them are paying attention, that's pretty fun. But it's way easier and way funner to play for even 40 people who know every word to the old songs and are like pretty ecstatic to hear the new songs. And that's just a thing. That just is that way for me. It's egotistical and, you know, but it's exquisite to be able to do that. I mean, it's just so fun. And the other thing is tough sometimes. On that tour with Gibbard, it was great every night, but every night was like a new challenge. Where do I dig in myself to find like confidence, and where do I dig to find just like, I just want to throw hammers, you know, all night. But the littlest thing, like if it would just knock me right off my game, and I just would have to like grab my bootstraps, you know, every third song and just say, nope, you've gotta own this. You've gotta really. And this 3 years that I've been doing solo shows has been a process of just figuring out how to do that consistently. Well, I want to be able to rule in whatever situation I'm in, and so I started having Trey book me shows around town where I was opening for bands that in some cases weren't stylistically appropriate, but under fake names, so that I just had to go up there. I called them flop sweat shows, because I knew that when I got up on stage in this situation, within 2 minutes I would be like, you know, really insecure.
What exactly did you get better at? Or what's the thing you're trying to hone? Concentration? Commitment?
Concentration, commitment. Yes, those things. There has to be something intrinsic about your own music that makes you want to play it. That isn't dependent upon whether people are excited about it. I think.
Paramedics brave and strong, up before the break of dawn, putting poker faces on, broken bodies all day long. size. Times like these, they'd been taught to lie. Buddy, just calm down, you'll be alright. Several friends came to his grave. His children were so well behaved. And as the priest got up to speak, the assembly craved relief. But he himself had given up. So instead, he offered them this bitter cup. You're gonna die. We're all gonna die. Could be 20 years, could be tonight. And lately I have been wondering why we go to so much trouble to postpone the unavoidable and prolong the pain of being alive. Oh,
I know I keep waiting for the love song.
Well, love songs are hard because love is just, it would have to be Aunt Christine, and that's just personal. It's just so weird.
And I would never talk about it personally.
Why would I ever let,
my personal life bleed into my art, yeah.
I have been given a challenge by Josh Rosenfeld at Barsuk to write. He is like just out and out challenged me to write a love song.
It's universal.
And, it is, I suppose.
I mean, because the love songs can be really sad.
Well, and I said I did write a love song. The last song on the Headphones record, Slow Car Crash, is...
You've told me that too.
is a love song. It is.
It's purely cynical though.
No, it is not.
It feels cynical. Tell me why.
Because every time if I'm in a situation that there is peril, I'm always looking for my phone and I'm thinking, how quickly can I die? If I know that I'm going to die, how quickly can I dial in so that she knows that the last thoughts that I have are just of her and Eleanor, because I want her to know in that ultimate moment that she's it, she's everything. And it's not cynical.
No, you're right, it's not cynical. It's not. If I have to identify the theme, yes, the theme is about everlasting love, or whatever, but if most of the song I'm averting my eyes to avoid the crash,
But that begs the question of a love song to what end? To make everybody have like fuzzy feelings?
Yes.
Or no, that's not the point then.
Well, not fuzzy good necessarily, but like fuzzy poignant. I mean, because I think love is complicated and difficult, and the reward is so thing elusive.
That's so difficult about writing about it is because the thing that defines like real profound love is a timeline. It's a vast amount of time, because you can communicate something in a moment to somebody that is utterly meaningless when you pull back and see it over time. Because everybody makes these statements of
qualifying. I realize. Yeah. Okay.
But that's what's so hard to capture, that because I have, for better or worse, the desire to express the underlying dynamic of a thing, or to find what it is and to talk about it in a way that is profound and sort of cuts through the treacle.
Some of the best love songs that most people relate to are the ones where it has a horrible ending.
Yeah, well, that's what most people relate to.
It is. But it's still about love. It's about the yearnings, the longings of our... And I think there's something funny about you that you don't want to approach those longings. Is it a sellout? Do you feel like it's a sellout?
No, you gotta, there has to be a drive to do a thing.
Yeah.
And I just haven't. I'm going to say I haven't had it up until this point, but I have. I wrote The Poison is a love song.
I love that song.
Slow Car Crash is a love song. It really is. Please Baby Please is a love song in a sense. It's about being in a who calls their wife from tour and asks her if they can have a drink. You just drink. You just lie. You know, it means to be in a real committed relationship, to call and say, can I please have a drink? What would one little drink hurt? She doesn't even have to know, except for that she does, because I love her.
And you're compulsively honest.
Yeah, and you gotta be straight with people. You can't lie. I mean, you can love above any other sort of like touchy-feely thing. It is a profound social contract that you have with another person. And if you're married, particularly, that contract means you're not gonna lie to them. You're gonna lie, but you really try not to. And if you do, you try to undo it. And so those are love songs too.
Okay. Please Baby Please, take one. When I woke up the next morning, you looked right through me. Through your eyes crying, I could finally see. They said, please, baby, please. 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 When I called you from Atlanta, you refused to speak. Not 3 days sober, begging for a drink. And I said, please, baby, please. 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 Those two pairs of big blue eyes stare me down, watch me fall. What makes a man realize that he's about to lose it all? baby's 23. She was out late drinking, killed a mother of 3. She said, please, daddy, please, daddy, please. She said, please, daddy, please. She said, please, daddy, please, daddy, please. She said, please, daddy, please.